How's it going, guys? I'm your host Korriban Gaming. Welcome back to another very special Adventure Quest video, and I did promise you guys this video. So here we are. We are once again going to be talking about the Winter 2023 Gold, not donation, Gold donation, not contest, but community drive. Okay, so as promised, this is what we'll be going through now. I already made a video talking about why this community drive is a bad idea about 2 months ago, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. That was when we were about a week or two into the donation drive, so I did that video somewhere around December 1st, December 2nd. Okay, so overall, this is the final result for this year's donation drive. 3.4 trillion gold donated. So Hollow actually set a target for 3 trillion gold this year in order to unlock all of the rewards. And what's different from the previous years is that instead of, the top 50 getting all of the prizes, and then the top 100 getting the next set, and then the top 200 getting the next set, everybody who donated in this contest, even those who didn't donate at all, will be able to get all of the items. The only thing that is different if you are in the top 100 this year is that you will be able to get a limited version of the set of items, basically a darkness variant. So it's not just cosmetic. So I was wrong in that, saying that it will only be cosmetic, but it is a elemental clone. So everything is the same, it's just that the elements are different. The items are not out yet at the time of this recording, so I do not know if they are going to be good items or bad items. If they are good, then sure, maybe there's some reason for you to have a clone of it. But honestly, looking at the past trends, I highly doubt that this year's one will be very good. Of course, I could be wrong, so who knows, maybe I might regret my decision of not taking part. But yeah, I maintain my stance that this is changing to a donation drive format is a overall bad change for the entire player base. Okay, so let's take a look at the data, okay, the raw numbers, because this is the most solid evidence that I have that backs up my claims that changing it to a gold donation drive is bad. So we donated a grand total of 3.4 trillion gold this year. Last year we donated a grand total of 4.9 trillion gold. Last year they set the target at 4 trillion gold, okay, and we crushed it. Okay, this year they only set the target at 3 trillion. Now you might be wondering, why did they lower their target? And I have that same question too. Were they predicting that the donation drive will do worse than the donation contest format? And I have a feeling that they actually know that it will do worse, which was why they did not set such a high target, because they didn't want to embarrass themselves. Okay, we failed to meet that target. And it's even more ridiculous if you think about it. So sometime last year, Josh Strife Hayes, a YouTuber with over 1 million subscribers, made a video on Adventure Quest that brought back a lot of players. So we had a huge influx of players during that time. Okay, now, why is it that we have more active players for this year's donation drive as opposed to last year's contest, but we still did significantly worse? Okay, and the only reason that I can attribute that to is the change in the contest format. Now, all along, if you look at past year trends, okay, the amount that has been donated has always been trending upwards. It has always been going up. I don't think there was ever a year whereby we did worse than the previous year. So yeah, this is something that is new. This is something that is very shocking. Okay, even considering the fact that we have more active players than normal this year. So by right, we should be getting more total donations. How is it that we are faring so badly? Okay, and the simple answer to that is human nature. Humans are selfish by nature. When we donate something, we want something in return. Or when we give something, okay, I wouldn't use the word donate. I would say when we give something to others, we expect something in return. And we would get that something in return, or when we are anticipating that something in return, we will be more willing to give more, because we are basically getting something of value back for us, and that comes in the forms of the donation items. Whereas for this year, everybody, even if you spend no effort, heck, even if you haven't even created your damn account, okay, you'll be able to come in 10 years down the road, assuming this game is still alive after 10 years, you'll still be able to pick up the items from this year's contest. And to me, that's just really silly. So the people who work so hard to place at the top few rankings, what do they get for their efforts? Okay, you get a elemental clone. And even then, you don't have to place at the top. You just need to place in top 100. And top 100 is like so easy to do. as long as you're max level with a Guardian account. And you know, once you play this game long enough, you will be max level anyways. And Guardian is basically purchasing the full game. You know, this is a very generous trial version of the game if you don't have Guardian, in my opinion. And $20 for a full game that still receives weekly updates, I would say that's a pretty good deal compared to the AAA game title nowadays. Okay, granted, the quality of the game may not be as good, the graphics may not be as good as a AAA game, the gameplay might not be as good as a AAA game, but keep in mind, the AAA games nowadays, they are averaging about $80 to $100, okay? $80 to $100, and you get updates how often for those games? Once a month? Once every 3 months? Every half a year? Maybe once a year? Yeah, Adventure Quest, you're paying $20, one-time fee $20 for Guardianship for the full game, and on top of that, you get updates every single week, okay? That to me is not a lot of money. I'm sorry if that's a lot of money to you, but I think it's very worth it if you compare it to the other games that we have in the market nowadays, okay? So that aside, it's extremely easy to get top 100, okay? So let's look at this here. Top 100 ranking, you will need 11.1 billion gold, okay? So assuming, let's not even assume you have 10 characters, okay? Let's say you're just super lazy. You only play on one character, which is true for most people. It's even true for myself, okay? I don't really play on 10 characters. I only log in once every day on the other 9 characters to get chance for donations. But let's assume you only play on one character, okay? 11.1 billion gold. How long do you need to get to this amount? Let's say you're a Guardian. So a Guardian has an average gold cap of 100 million gold a day. So 100 million, you divide by this 11.1 billion, you need approximately 111 days to reach this, okay? That's not assuming that, that is excluding any donations that you get during the contest period. And in the 2 months, even if you're only playing on one account, you get at least a couple of donations, okay? Especially if you're active on the first day of the contest and the last day of the contest, you're guaranteed to basically win something. Even if it's not a lot, but you're guaranteed to win something. Add this on to 111 days of gold farming a year, and you'll be easily able to get the darkness variant of the items if you want to. This is without spending any money at all, just purely on the guardianship alone, okay? Adventurers aside, let's not really talk about that because I don't think adventures are relevant here. So 11.1 billion gold is all you need. 111 days of farming. 111 days out of 365 days a year. Assuming you're using the most efficient way to go farm, it takes about 20 minutes to go cap. 20 minutes a day for 111 days in 1 year, that's not a tall order to ask for. And let's say you're not using the most efficient method, okay? Let me give you the benefit of doubt. Maybe you don't have the best equipment, maybe you're just bad at the game, okay? Longest you need, 1 hour, okay? 1 hour, and even then that's pushing. I don't even think people are spending 1 hour, no matter how bad they are, to max out their gold cap every day at max level. So yeah, let's say I give you 1 hour. 1 hour every day for 111 days a year. That's not a lot. And let's say you're busy for the other 2/3 of the year, that's completely fine. Or you don't even want to work the other 2/3 of the year, that's fine, because you still will have been able to place top 100 in this year's donation drive, even if you receive a grand total of 0 gold during the contest. Let's assume we're very unlucky you receive a grand total of 0, okay? This is so doable. These are rookie numbers. If you're a gamer, if you play games, 1 hour a day for 111 days a year is not hard, okay? And even if you don't max out your gold cap every day, maybe some days you're busy, you only have 30 minutes, 10 minutes to play, okay, fine. Let's assume you only have half the amount every day, okay? So you just double your number of days. So if you spend half an hour every day for about 222 days a year, you still have been able to place here. That is super easy, okay? Super duper easy to place top 100. And that to me is the biggest reason why, okay, nobody is really inclined to farm or to donate more, because you don't need to donate a lot, you don't need to farm a lot to place top in this contest, okay? Why should I spend more time playing the game when I only need to spend the bare minimum amount of time, and I could go ahead and do something else with my life, and I'll still be able to get everything that even the top donors get. The top donors, okay, let's look at the number 1 spot. 172 billion gold, okay? This guy is spending like what? This guy is probably farming on 10 characters, 365 days a year, okay? That's like, okay. I will assume that the top donors would or be using the most efficient strategies. So if you farm on 10 characters, that's assuming you're using NRVP's launcher like I am. Okay, 10 characters, maybe 1 hour a day, okay, on all 10 characters, 365 days a year. Again, that is still easily doable. This guy is spending 1 hour every day for 365 days a year to get the number 1 spot. Whereas the top 100 spot, this guy is only spending 1 hour every day for 111 days a year. And this guy is using a suboptimal gold farming strategy. This guy has to use the most optimal gold farming strategy. Can you see the difference in effort? Like, it's more than thrice the effort, yet the reward is the same. So what is the incentive here? And the answer to that is there is no incentive. Is there a reason to go higher? There isn't, other than generosity. If you're a generous person, good for you. But let's be real here. These are game currency, okay? They are not real life. It doesn't help anyone, okay, by giving them your game currency. You know, you can't say as if you're some super generous person or make it out like you're doing some good deed by donating in-game currency, you know. Basically, these don't translate to real life, you know. If you're that generous, go donate to charity, go volunteer, you know, go do something else that actually benefits people, that actually helps people. This is in-game currency, okay? You don't need any of this to survive, okay? These are all optional, okay? These are luxury items. These are not, you know, necessities, okay? So all of this, what's all this for? Nothing, basically. All of this work that you put in, yeah, well, congrats. Good job on playing the game. Because the person at the 100th spot, yep, I'm getting the exact same thing as you are. And I can spend all my time doing other things. I could spend all this time earning more money, spend all this time with my family and friends, spend all this time playing some other game, you know, not being locked to Adventure Quest. And then you compare it to last year, the top amount, 400 billion. You compare it to this year's top place, 172 billion. That's less than half. That is crazy, guys. Let's look at number 10, 69 billion. Number 10 this year, 49 billion. A 20 billion goal difference. Like, that is crazy, okay? 172, 155, 110. And then we look at the second and third. 203, 200. Okay, let's look at the same people. Okay, 434 billion last year for PD. This year, okay, he did say he was jaded. I think he was quitting. Okay, he only donated 40 billion. That's like 10% of what he did last year, which is just insane. Robin Jean, 203 billion last year. This year, 94.7 billion. Less than half. Less than half, because there is no incentive to do any of this, okay? Green Moglin, 54.4 billion last year. This year, 53.6. Okay, some people maintain about the same. Primate Murder, 52. Let's look at Primate Murder from last year. Where's Primate Murder? Did I skip through him already? 100. Half of the amount. Crazy. Propane, 111 billion. Okay, and Propane this year is, I believe it's Kratos. 26.2. 25 or 26% of what he did the year before. That's nuts. Dizzle, 22.6 billion this year. Where is Dizzle? Okay. 45 billion. Okay. Almost half of the amount. Guys, do you see why? There's no reason for anyone to donate more. There's no reason for people to work hard. There's no reason for people to play the game. If you're the game developer, you obviously want people to spend more time playing your games, because that's how you make money. That's how you get the assurance and the confidence that people want to play your games, you know? If you're a game developer, you want people to play your games more. But this is literally disincentivizing people from playing your game. So overall, this is a very bad change in my opinion. And last year, you need to get top 50 to get all of the rewards. So top 50, okay, to get a top card, 35.1 billion. Again, I do not think this is very difficult, okay? 1 hour every day. 351 days out of the 365 days, and this is assuming you are not getting any gold donation at all. If you're getting some gold donation, you can cut down that number. Okay, and you will be getting a lot more donation last year because of the total amount of gold donated here. So you actually don't have to work this hard. Okay, so let's say maybe you get 5 billion in donations last year, which really isn't a tall number, to be very honest, because last year's donations were nuts, okay? Not just myself, but many other people have felt it as well. The amount of donations we got last year as opposed to this year, there is a significant difference. I did not count how much gold I got this year and last year, but I can tell you from how much I'm receiving every day, there is a big difference. Okay, last year I'm receiving a couple 100 million every single day. Okay, this year there are some days whereby I don't even get a single donation. That's nuts. Okay, so let's say you are very lucky, you get 5 billion. Okay, I don't even think 5 billion is considered lucky. I've seen people getting over 10 billion from donations alone. Yeah, so let's say you get 5 billion last year, you need to work about 300 days a year, 1 hour a day. Okay, and that is assuming you're running a suboptimal gold farming strategy on only one character. Okay, whereas for this year, yep, 1/3 of the effort gets you the top cut of the price. Why do people want to work hard? Why do people want to play the game? No reason why, okay? And I know some of you guys might say, hey, Korriban, you're the biggest YouTuber for Adventure Quest. Maybe it's because of that video that you made a month ago that caused this drop in the contest numbers. Okay, maybe people decided to stop donating after watching your videos, and I'm going to tell you that's also not true. Okay, so let's do a quick comparison, and unfortunately nobody logged anything on the Wayback Machine on that date, but the closest I could find was on 6th December, a day after my video came out. You guys are going to have to take my word for it, but those of you guys who are active and around during this period of time, you know that I am speaking the truth, okay, even though I don't really have any like screenshot evidence to back it up. But yeah, so on the 6th December, one day after my video release, we are around 700 to 800 billion gold donated. Whereas if you compare it to 2022, okay, on 5th December, you already had 1.2 billion gold donated. Guys, that is a whopping difference of 400 to 500 million gold. Okay, we are down about 40%, okay, from the previous year, even before my video released or had a time to make an impact on anyone. Okay, so this is the huge difference, 40%, and overall it worked out to around I don't know what's the percentage on this, 490, it's about 30% difference. Is it 30? Yeah, it's close to 30% difference, okay, in the overall amount donated, which is also pretty nuts if you think about it. Like, what is causing this huge difference, you know? And the reason, like I keep telling you guys, is that the game simply isn't incentivizing people enough to donate, okay? Altruism, all that kind of nonsense, yeah, it only goes so far, okay? It only goes so far as a motivating factor. You guys are going to have to motivate people more to donate. Give the top donors some good prizes, okay? Exclusive prizes, okay? And that is what is going to motivate people to want to donate more. And then you might say, hey, what about the casual players? You don't care about the casual players. That is not true. As a casual player, as someone who is not max level, what do you want, okay? If you're a new and returning player, do you want more gold so you can use it for all of your items? Or do you want, you know, some exclusive item that you can probably never even use, okay? And you won't even know if it's going to be good for your build. And if you're not a player who's going to stick around for the next, I would say 3 to 4 years, what is the point of giving you that item? You get what I'm trying to say? I'm sorry to say, but these are the facts, okay? What is the point of trying to cater to players who are new and returning, who may not stick around as much as the old core player base, the players who have been around for, you know, over 10 years. For me personally, I've been around for over 10 years. These people, they deserve the items more because, number one, they put in the effort to farm and all that kind of jazz. Number two, they are also going to be the ones who will stick around longer, who will see more use for the items, assuming the items are useful. Okay, that's not to say that all new and returning players are going to leave, but this is just the way it is, okay? And I think that's a very fair system. Okay, the casual players, they get more gold, total gold received, and they can use that gold to buy something that's inside of the game that is guaranteed going to be helpful for their build based off the advice given by the more veteran players. And the veteran players, on the other hand, They don't care about the gold received because, you know, they've been playing this game for over 10 years. They already got over all of the items that they need. Gold to them, it doesn't matter anymore. They just want the exclusive items. Okay, so it's a win-win for both sides if you do it in the contest format. New players, they get a big helping hand in terms of helping them to jumpstart their account. And veteran players, they get something exclusive, possibly something good. So it's a win-win for both sides. That's why I don't know why they changed the format. It has been proven this year that it is a failure. Okay, in fact, we almost didn't make it to the 3 trillion target. Hollow and the staff, I think they secretly knew this. So on the very last week of the contest, they even released pictures of the variants for the top donors that we are getting, and they confirmed that we are getting a darkness variant. So number one, it's not just a recolor, you're getting an elemental clone. So in terms of practicality wise, you're already getting something a little bit different, even if it's not something that's completely different. But you know, I think it's different enough to motivate people to make that final push. And number two, the recolors, I have to say they look absolutely amazing. So kudos to the staff on the recolors, and I think that's sort of what pushed people over the edge. So we are hovering at around 2.7 trillion gold at that time, and I think the staff were worried we couldn't make it, and it would just look really, really bad on them if we didn't make it in the end to hit the target and to only miss it by that little bit. So I think they released that picture in the hopes of wanting people and motivating people to donate to hit that goal, and the target was eventually achieved. Thankfully, they had the foresight to do that, because if they didn't do that, I think we would have cut it even closer. I still do think we would have made it even if they did not release those pictures and confirm that we are getting an elemental variant, but I think we have been much closer. We have just barely scraped by like 3 trillion on the dot. Okay, I mean, we still barely scraped by this year, like only 3.4 trillion. Like, we only passed the target by like 400 billion, and last year we passed the target by like 900 billion. So you can see the huge difference there. Okay, and if you look at last year, okay, on January 12th, that was how long we took to reach this year's target, 3.4 trillion. So this year it took us all the way to the end of the contest to hit 3.4 trillion. Last year we already hit this amount with like 3 weeks left to go into the contest. Do you guys see the massive difference? That is 3 weeks, and this contest lasts us for 2 months. Okay, so we reached there in almost half the time, just slightly more than half the time. Okay, yeah, very, very big world of difference it makes. I hope the staff have learned their lesson, and I hope that they'll continue to go back to the contest format and not the donation drive format. It's been proven that it's a failure. Number one, not only are you at risk of not hitting the target unless the staff intentionally lowers their targets again next year, which would be a very bad and embarrassing thing to do. And number two, okay, it's a win-win. Like I said, a win-win for the casuals, a win-win for the more veteran players. But what about the players who don't have the time to farm? That's an excuse, okay? If you don't want to work hard for something, naturally you don't deserve it over someone who works harder for it, right? That's the way it is in life as well. You cannot expect to be earning the same amount of money if you only work 1 hour a day as opposed to someone who works 8 hours a day. That is life, okay? If you want something, I'm a firm believer in hard work, okay? So if you want something, work for it. If you don't want to work for it, then go and do something else with your time. You know, you're not obliged to go ahead and farm the gold. You're not obliged to get these items. In terms of a practical sense, these items, most of the time, they aren't even that great, to be honest, except for that 1 year when they release back on Mixed Nuts. But are they ever going to do that again? I highly doubt it. So yeah, there's no real very strong obligation to go ahead and farm the gold as well for practical reasons or for altruistic reasons. So if you really, really don't like to farm because you're a lazy piece of shit, then don't. Just don't. Those who want to put in the time, they should be rewarded appropriately for that. If you don't want to put in the time, then you don't get it. It's as simple as that, okay? I do not think and I do not want people who don't put in any work to get any reward, okay? And this is what I did this year to make a stand. I donated nothing. Even though I had more than enough gold to hit the top 100, I donated nothing. I donated 100 gold, okay? But that was all I did. Yeah. I have more than enough gold to reach the top 100. In fact, I have over 20 gold storage chests. I think I have about 28 or something. Okay, I would have hit 22nd spot if I donated everything. And on top of that, I also stopped farming the moment they announced that it was a donation drive, so I would have had more gold storage chests. Realistically, if I continued farming, if I had donated everything I had, I would have gotten, I don't know, somewhere around this spot, I think, 12 to 15 place. But I didn't, because I believe and I stand by what I said. I think this is a bad format, and I'm making a stand. I did not donate because I think this is bad, and I think the staff should change it back if they want to see the donation numbers keep going up. And if you casual players would like to receive more gold to help out in your early game, in your mid game, whatnot, then please go ahead and support the change to go back to the original format. And for the more veteran players who have stuck around for many years, players like myself, I'm sure you guys want your premium items, your exclusive items too, right? And of course, if you put in the work, why should someone else who didn't put in any work get the same amount of rewards as you? It's not fair, okay? And that's all I have to say regarding the donation contest. These are the hard facts. I presented the numbers to you guys. You can argue all you want. You know, the numbers are here. The numbers say it all. Alright. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. If you guys like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And of course, subscribe to this channel if you guys would like to see more of such future content. Till the next time, I'm your host, Korban Gaming. Peace out.